Vem viver. Participação.
Alô?
Ao vivo no seu rádio.
Muito bem, gente. A partir de agora, nós vamos conversar com o senhor William Galvin. Ele é que é secretário de Estado aqui de Massachusetts. E ele foi quem iniciou a Telexfree no estado de Massachusetts. So I'll start now saying a good afternoon to Mr. Galvin. Thank you so much for the participation here in our show today.
I'm delighted to be with you.
All right. Well, first question. What made you take the decision to file this lawsuit against Telexfree or whatever it is?
Well, it's really more than a lawsuit. It's a complaint. My office regulates the financial services industry in Massachusetts, and we have been looking at this entity, the Telexfree entity, for some time because we felt that despite the fact that they were saying they were in the telephone card business, they're really in the financial business because they were getting people under the appearance of buying a product to actually recruit people to invest money. And so we thought that they really should be something we wanted to see what they were doing, and we became very suspicious as we looked into it that this really was a Ponzi scheme. And a Ponzi scheme is basically a scheme by which people are encouraged to invest in something, and the only way that they get any money back is more people get into it. So you have a multi-level marketing type situation as you have here, where you're asked to recruit new people to bring in their money. And then the original people who have put money in get some money back, but there's never enough money to go around. So as a result, what happens ultimately is the whole thing collapses because there really is no product. There is no reason why. This is not a company that makes money with something they do. They only make money by getting more people to put money into it.
So basically, because one of the reasons then it was because Telexfree didn't have a product, so he called.
Well, they didn't have a product they were actually selling. I mean, they told everyone they were selling phone services, but in fact, that's not true. The real product they were selling was encouraging people to put money into it and selling the idea of recruiting more and more people to get in on this business.
Bem, só traduzindo aqui o que ele está dizendo, ele diz que a office dele regula os serviços de indústria financeira aqui no estado de Massachusetts, e ele também diz que nós estávamos de olho já nessa companhia já há algum tempo, porque a Telexfree dizia que estava operando no mercado de telefones, mas eles estavam mesmo era no mercado financeiro. Eles colocavam pessoas para comprar um produto, né, aparentemente, esse telefone, mas na realidade eles queriam que as pessoas recrutassem outras pessoas para investir dinheiro, né? E ele também disse que aqui na América eles chamam isso aí de Ponzi Scheme. Então eles começaram a suspeitar dessa companhia. Aí eu perguntei se essa suspeita era porque a Telexfree não tinha nenhum produto. Ele disse que realmente eles diziam que estavam trabalhando na área de telefonia, e na realidade ele disse que o que a Telexfree vendia era que você precisava recrutar mais pessoas para o business.
It's nice to have you here in our show. It's Marcelo Benavides speaking now. Did you find anybody in specific, that was behind the whole scheme?
Well, we interviewed a number of, one of the authorities of my office is that I can bring people in and put them under oath, and that's what we did. We brought in a lot of the principals of the company and put them under oath, and what became clear to us was that there was no real product. And once that became clear to us, we were very anxious to try to protect the people who were investing in it. We had hoped to bring a complaint even earlier, but we wanted to give the federal authorities, the Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as the United States Attorney's Office, an opportunity to review their situation as well. They, too, have jurisdiction, and we had given them some time to do that. However, once Telexfree filed for bankruptcy, which they did earlier this week, we became concerned that whatever monies might be there would be lost. And our goal is to try to get people back their money, if it's at all possible. It's important to know, though, that when you have a scheme like this, it's unlikely people are going to get back all their money. It's very similar to what went on with Bernard Madoff. There was never enough money because the promises they made could not be fulfilled. They were phony promises based upon bringing in more and more people into the business and getting their money to pay off the earlier money. So there's always going to be a shortage of money in a case like this. But we're hoping whatever monies we can recover to do so, and that's why we're so concerned. So once they file for bankruptcy, and even more suspiciously filed in Nevada, we became concerned. So that's why we took action yesterday to bring a complaint. We've already been in touch with the authorities in Nevada to try to see what we can do to slow that down out there so that we can get people back their money. What's becoming even clearer since yesterday, when we brought the complaint, is the vast numbers of people who this affected. This was a very, very large operation and had a lot of people, I think, confused and fooled.
Muito bem, só traduzindo aqui o que o senhor William Galvin disse, o Marcelo Benevides perguntou, tem algum nome por trás disso? Tem alguma pessoa por trás disso que vocês estão procurando? E ele falou, sim, nós entrevistamos muitas pessoas. E ele disse também que a minha office tem autoridade para fazer isso. Nós convocamos os principais desta companhia para conversar e chegamos à conclusão de que não havia nenhum produto nessa companhia. Então, começamos a preocupar com as pessoas que investiram na Telexfree. Nós gostaríamos de ter derrubado a Telexfree mais cedo, mas nós queríamos que outros departamentos federais tivessem também a oportunidade de rever o que estava acontecendo. Mas depois que a Telexfree deu entrada em concordata no começo dessa semana, ficamos ainda mais preocupados com o dinheiro do povo. E o nosso alvo é fazer com que as pessoas recebam dinheiro de volta, se possível. Mas também é importante dizer que com um esquema desse é improvável, né? É improvável que as pessoas recebam dinheiro de volta na sua totalidade. Nunca tem dinheiro bastante. E as promessas que eles fizeram foram todas promessas falsas, né? E nós já contactamos as autoridades de Nevada para diminuir a velocidade do trabalho deles, para que nós possamos tentar devolver o dinheiro para as pessoas. Essas foram as palavras do Sr. William Galvin.
And today is going to be a very important day because the court in Nevada, so they will decide if they're going to.
They won't decide anything today. This is very preliminary.
Oh,
but
okay.
They're going to have a hearing, and we've already been in touch with them. We want them to know of this complaint that we've brought. We want them to know of our accusations against this company, so that they don't act in a speedy or hasty way. We want to give an opportunity for whatever monies that are out there to be recovered.
Oh, I see. So they're not going to decide if they got the protection against the...
Not that quickly, no. This is a very preliminary meeting.
Oh, it's preliminary hearing. Okay, so you're going to get more stuff going on.
We hope.
Sure, yeah. So the biggest concern about the people that have invest money on the Telexfree. So you say it's very unlikely they're going to get the money back, right?
They're not going to get 100% back, because if they were promised they were going to get so many dollars back, that was all based... The way this worked was the more people they brought in, they used their money to pay off the old money.
O Marcelo Benevides fez uma pergunta para ele a respeito da reunião que vai acontecer hoje na Corte de Nevada. Se essa reunião seria uma reunião decisiva, né, e importante para, nesse caso, Telexfree. Ele disse que não. Essa reunião de hoje não passa de uma reunião preliminar. Eles vão sentar para conversar sobre o assunto. Nada vai ser decidido hoje.
All right. Another question here. What if the court really gets to the point that they approve the petition of the Chapter 11 for Telexfree, and then occasionally they file bankruptcy? How does people will just wait for their money, or is there a possibility?
They may not get any. I mean, it depends what other creditors are out there. They're presumably, we don't know what other creditors are out there to this company. In a bankruptcy case, the creditors come in. So, for instance, if there was a bank that had some sort of secured loan, let's say they loaned $1 million to this entity. I don't know that that's the case, but I'm saying if they had, and they had some sort of a document that said that Telexfree signed for $1 million and they committed all of their revenues to that, pay back that money, that would probably take precedence over any average investor. That's why, in this case, bankruptcy is a real problem for average investors. It complicates the case. That's why we were anxious to move when we did, so the court would know, the bankruptcy court would know that we're arguing that these people were fraud, or this was not a truthful operation. This was a fraud. And that's what we want the bankruptcy court to know.
Muito bem, eu perguntei para ele, e se a Telexfree declarar falência? como é que fica o dinheiro das pessoas? Ele diz que talvez nem cheguem a pegar nada. Se a Telexfree tiver um tipo de seguro, né, como os bancos têm, o que ele não sabe se esse é o caso, né, seria diferente. Mas a falência, se a falência for aprovada, dificulta as coisas. E é por isso que eles agiram dessa forma, para que a corte de falência saiba que o que a Telexfree fez não passa de uma fraude.